Hey, it's you and me.
Let's go. I'm scared. Are you scared?
Obviously.
Alright, let's go. Ghost story. This is something that actually happened to another maid. She heard a sound in the middle of the night. A sound like dripping water. At first, she thought it was raining, so she looked through the window, and there wasn't a cloud in the sky to cover the stars. Is this where our horror finally begins?
I'm ready for it.
Bloody trails, let's go. Maybe it's a faucet, she thought. So she stepped out of the room and into the corridor. Compared to her room, it was unearthly, chilly. The maid regretted not bringing something to cover herself with. But that didn't make any sense. Normally, the temperature wasn't that much colder outside her room. Her nightclothes have always been more than enough for a trip to the lavatory. Oh, the bathroom.
Yeah.
I always get confused with all the bathroom names. There's so many different, like, washroom.
The Oval Office.
Wondering what reason could be, she made her way toward the sound, but then she realized something. There were no faucets in the direction she was going. Rather, she was headed towards the hall. The mansion where she served had many halls, but this one was off in a far corner of the house, the least used hall of them all. It had a high roof, but not a lot of space, so it was difficult to make good use of. It also had a somewhat heavy air to it, a very curious room. It was the kind of place you might assign anyone to clean as part of their hazing. Anyway, when the maid realized the sound was coming from that particular hall, she, as you might expect, let out an uncomfortable sigh. But there might be a leak there, and having noticed, she couldn't simply ignore it, you know? So, as much as she hesitated, she pushed open the doors to the hall. Bloody body.
Be careful what you wish for.
There was nobody there, and it didn't look like anything was leaking either. There were no puddles or water stains anywhere to be found. I'm scared of the car.
Oh, yeah.
Don't let it idle, Jade.
Okay.
Move the car.
Boom. Move. Get out of here. Scram. Caboose. Gabagoo. See, I scared it.
Good job, Jade.
Thank you.
My hero.
Of course.
But she still could hear the sound. Drip, drip, getting louder and louder. Slowly stepping further into the room, looking left, then right, then left again, she searched for the source of the sound, coming to a stop in the center of the hall. She stood there, still, quiet, and then a chilly spot on the nape of her neck. With a little yelp, she reached back to feel her neck, but it wasn't wet. Confused, she slowly, warily, tilted her head backwards.
Oh!
Okay.
Sorry.
And there hung a bloody skeleton from the ceiling.
Gah!
Why, Jacopo, are you okay? That's rich. Amazing. Oh my gosh, you scream like a little girl.
Maria, you little.
My gosh, are you men or children? This is my house, and I'd rather you didn't talk about it like that. Whose words were those again?
Shut your mouth. How did you know about that? Were you eavesdropping? And another thing, I do not care for the sort of stupid, fantastical tales you women love to pass around.
Fantastical. Because they scare you? You've never been able to handle anything scary, Jacopo.
Gah.
Whoa, don't glare at me like that. You're gonna destroy my sides.
So, did you come here for the sole purpose of telling me that cheap tripe?
Acting tough after the fact just makes you look like twice as much of a wuss. Well, I mean, I did make up a good half of it. But the maid really did hear a sound in the middle of the night.
Who doesn't?
And it came from the back hall of this very mansion. Did you know? They say it used to be a chapel.
Again, I have no interest in you women's little Oh my gosh. Again, I have no interest in you women's little ghost stories.
Is that so? You sure you're not just scared?
Maria!
Well, that said, the rumors aren't completely unfounded. This is a pretty old mansion, and it's had a lot of work done on it. Kind of feels like it's barely holding itself together. Like a big old quilt with pieces from all different time periods. I mean, she's actually accurate. The back hall is one of the oldest patches. There's a huge window on the far end, and supposedly there used to be a stained glass in it. It was a depiction of an archangel, they say. Such a shame. I wonder when it was broken. If it were still there, I bet it'd be worth a fortune.
I find that hard to believe. First of all, why would anyone put a chapel inside a mansion?
You've got a point, I guess.
Now how about you do some actual work instead of distracting yourself with all this nonsense?
I do work, but the other maids can be a bit nasty, you know? Dealing with other women is like walking on glass.
Am I to blame for that?
What if I said you were? Don't give me that look. They're just not fond of me, simple as that. Nothing you could do about it.
Is that so?
Oh yeah, I was talking to the madam, and she was telling me how you used to be quite the gentleman. Were you perhaps actually in love back then? You sure don't act like it, so it's easy to miss, but I guess you're not made entirely out of steel. Just like when you were younger, you're still...
Do not speak of that.
Oh, did they know each other as childhood friends?
The past is not worth remembering. It is unnecessary.
So to you, the past exists just to be cast aside? Nah, it's not important. You don't want me to talk about it, so I won't talk about it. But your wife... Never mind. I'll leave you be. I have to get back to work soon, or I'll be staring down the head maid's Arctic smile. Arctic fox, Arctic smile.
Alright. Why is he so, nonchalant with her,
I don't know. If the fancy strikes me, I'll drop by, and we can trade more ghost stories.
Maria.
What? No ghost stories?
No, not that. I have not forgotten those days. But, no.
I'll be off then.
Alright.
That's the quietest we've ever seen him.
If the fancy strikes you, drop by and we could trade something other than ghost stories. They're gonna get together, aren't they?
Yeah, it seems like it. What'd I tell you? I'll consider it. Goodbye.
Can we see the smooth criminal looking boy?
Dramatic, I see you. Oh.
Thank you. What the? Alright.
Dramatic.
Gosh, dang it. I can't escape anything. Is this the garden?
Oh. They have grown to be so beautiful. Oh, not this music again. This was back in Mel's and Elle's time, and I don't appreciate this. I don't need this in my life. I don't need to go all the way back here. Oh.
Why are we here? Just to suffer.
Just to suffer. They have grown to be so beautiful. Such a wonderful fragrance. The scent of roses is so calming. I wonder why that is. Would it cause any trouble if I picked one? Oh, Abigail, I don't know if I like you being here right now.
Well, hello there. Out for a midnight stroll, are you?
I think this music played when they first met each other in the garden, and this is like, what is it called? Foreshadowing and like showing it back again? Oh my gosh.
It's far too far for me to remember. Quite the peculiar hobby. Madam?
I cannot spend as much time as I would like outside during the day, so I end up coming out at night. And it was the same back then, too. She came out at night. I apologize if I startled you.
Oh no, not at all. There is a chilling, captivating beauty to the sight of your snow-white form standing there in the moonlit garden.
I would hardly. What are you doing out so late?
I saw a figure through the window. On the slight chance it might be a burglar, I thought it my responsibility to ensure they did not break in. It was also the middle of the night when the grocer's servant broke into their safe. News of that spread quite far. I am sure you would have heard about it. Oh, but Gamache was imprisoned some time ago. Dear me, I cannot seem to get my head out of the past. Did you intend to give the white rose to someone?
Yes. I was thinking about giving it to my husband.
Wasted.
You hurt me. While I expect he has little fondness for such feminine tastes, the scent of flowers has a truly calming effect. No, I don't like how familiar this feels. I don't appreciate it. It's scaring me.
It's okay. We'll get through it.
He might find it relaxing when he needs a reprieve from his work.
Oh, is that so? You are very kind-hearted. Speaking of white roses, the rose he meant to give you was the same shade of white.
Oh, she's talking about Mel.
I'm not okay.
Oh? He?
But when you touched it, it turned a deep shade of red.
No!
There was but a single white rose in the garden, so he was unable to give it to you as he wished. In its place, he had a decorative rose fashioned for you.
Oh.
Why is he telling her this?
I don't know, Abigail, stop.
Why is she?
We don't need... I didn't even know he was gonna give her that specific rose. That's so sad. Did he tell you? I don't remember. It's been so long. What exactly are you referring to?
Someone who would have treated you much, much better, but couldn't be because you guys were half siblings, supposedly. Oh dear. Do you not remember? Then am I to assume you had forgotten what happened to the rose accessory as well?
I kind of feel bad for Abigail, like, having to, like, constantly relive a new life with Elle, but she never remembers anything, and it's like,
how did she keep coming back?
You keep coming back, and you never remember me, and how could you do this to me, Elle? I have to keep living here forever. Oh, that's so unfortunate.
These two. There are girls.
They are our girls.
He was unable to give that to you either.
Oh, because she ran away. Oh my gosh.
But that time, because you rejected the gift. I'm not criticizing you for that decision, of course. You had a perfectly good reason for not accepting it. Heartbroken from having lost you, he buried the rose in the garden.
If I was Elle, I would be creeped out right now.
Over the years, the roses in the garden withered away, but in their place grew a thick, unsightly nest of weeds. Many, many years later, that accessory was dug up by a beast. And curiously enough, it had not a speck of rust on it.
A beast?
Do you not remember him either? The foreign man who, through his interactions with you, almost regained his humanity.
I'm sorry. I have No idea what you speak of. The only gift I have ever received from a man is my Fennicus wheel. And furthermore, I have only lived in this mansion for a year. While the garden was not as thriving as it is now, it was certainly not in ruins when I arrived.
Because I had been taking care of it, yes. But for whatever reason, by my hands alone, I was unable to make it into anything quite as splendid as it is now. Once you arrived and began to work on it, however, just look around. You have restored it to its former glory, to the magnificence of the flaxen-haired family's time. I promise I am not trying to fault you for anything. Now that I think about it, it makes sense you would not remember. Though you are still you are different than before. Different, though not in the sense you are a wholly distinct person. Tell me, is your name again?
My name is... Yes, but you should already know that. Again.
More proof that you are indeed you. Did you know that your current name is pronounced the same as the name of the person you are waiting for?
Michael?
Mikael.
They have to combine, maybe? One has memories and one doesn't, because one started... Oh, I don't know. What are you talking about?
I have met you many times, and I know of your past, of events that transpired long, long ago.
I'm telling you the truth. I first came to the mansion just a year ago. Until then, I have never left my country, or even set foot out of my own house. We did not have any servants either. So where, then, are you saying we met?
This mansion, of course.
But I'm telling the truth. It was a year ago, Wait, so you say you can't change this thing of time and you can't interfere, but you're here now telling her about this and, like, she doesn't... Abigail, make up your mind.
No, my brain hurt. My brain brokey.
My brain brokey. It was a while ago, shortly after my parents fell ill and received an offer for my marriage. I knew something had to be done. I knew it, and I'm telling the truth.
If that is what you remember, then I do not doubt you. But I also suspect I know why you seem to be flustered. Are there moments when your memories seem hazy? When it seems like important details have fallen through the cracks? You needn't fret. One day, eventually, you shall remember all. One day. Oh, what the heck is this? A white rose? Did she leave this here? A flower? What does she think she's doing? Is she trying to aggravate me?
Oh.
That garden. That darn rose garden is the whole problem.
Oh, don't ruin it.
Flowers serve no purpose but to deceive.
Oh.
That garden is a sign of weakness. It has no place in this house. Approximately a week had passed since then. The white-haired girl was, as usual, spending her time in her room reading, staying inside the house. Then, Maria barged in.
Madam! Oh my, you're out of breath. What happened? What happened is we have a big problem. The garden, the rose garden. The garden? All the roses you put so much love and care into growing are being chopped down. We'll lose them all if we don't hurry.
Upon hearing the news, the white-haired girl dashed from her room and toward the garden, with Maria following close behind. When she arrived, she saw a dozen of... Sweaty? Yeah.
Sweetie?
I don't know. When she arrived, she saw a dozen or so sweaty, rugged men at work, Jacopo shouting orders. The men clearly had no concept of how much a single flower was worth, no concern whatsoever for their beauty. For they mercilessly, thoughtlessly, hacked away at the shrubs like they were naught but weeds. Each flower they tore from the earth extinguished another of the many lives the white-haired girl had put so much time and effort into tending for.
Jacopo, what are you...
Oh, hello, Maria. I didn't expect you would come with her.
Why would you do?
Why? Why, it goes without saying. This house has no need for a garden. Darn flowers have no place here. Might as well do something worthwhile with the soil. A miniature railroad would be a better use of the space, and certainly a great deal easier in the eyes.
Oh, this flower's not a good deal on the eyes, hello?
He's an idiot, that's why. I could even get my hands on some genuine wheels. The same wheels being used for the revolutionary oh my gosh, I did that in backwards. The same wheels being used on the revolutionary transcontinental railroad. 10 or 20 years down the line, they'll be worth a fortune.
Jacopo! You know how much this garden meant to me, don't you? Did it honestly have no place here? Flowers have a calming effect on people. They give you peace. They are not, by any means, worthless.
So you're saying that white rose was your passive-aggressive way of telling me to calm down?
Not at all. I simply thought you...
At the end of the day, you're just using them for your own purposes, to trick and deceive. To you, this rose garden was nothing but...
Jacopo! You've gone too far. This isn't right.
Gone too far? This is my mansion. What I do with my property is my business. With that rose arch out of the picture, we'll have a much better view. There won't be anything blocking the sun any longer. Weren't you supposed to be sensitive to sunlight? Spend too much time out here and you're liable to fall ill. Go back inside, now. You too, Maria. The poor thing, though she did not say a word, was surely thinking. Are you truly that determined to rob me of my sanctuary? The words twirled around her head, unable to make the final journey to her lips. She stood there, looking down at her feet as her husband marched off, and listened to the screams of the roses being reaped.
If he's such a businessman, why doesn't he at least sell the roses?
That is true.